Chicago, where the fire serve cold, but the Wolves and the Hawks never shiver in the snow. The Bulls keep it running, the Sox run the South, the Cubs run the North, but the Bears run the house. True Chicago sports fans got their ears to the street. Any team make a move and they never skip a beat. And in this house, this is where we be. Welcome to the show with E-Roc and Big-Z.
Welcome to Chicago. Coming from the True Chicago Sports Fan Cave, this is a TCSF podcast with E-Roc and Big-Z. Yeah. Episode 54 is brought to you by 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, ACSI, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt and search for keyword True Chicago. Use our promo code TRUE15 for 15% off your entire order. That's TrueFan15 and get your official TCSF shirts now.
Go get them.
As always, I'm Big-Z, and I'm here with my boy, the man, the myth, the legend, E-Roc. What up, E?
What's good, Z? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome in. If you are a first-timer or a long-timer, please remember to hit that subscribe button, that notify button, and go ahead and give us a review on your listening app of choice. And don't forget, you can support the show with a monthly subscription at anchor.fm/True Chicago Sports Fans/support. Z, let me tell you a little bit about our friends over at ACSI. With over 50 expert technicians in the Chicagoland area, ACSI offers a one-stop shop for telecom wiring. Whether residential cable installation, fiber to the home, or commercial structured cable wiring. Z, let me tell you the most impressive thing about ACSI. During these hard times, the ACSI crew did their thing during the COVID-19 pandemic, and ACSI was awarded Hacia's 2020 Contractor of the Year award. The best part is that ACSI is growing bigger and better than ever. ACSI is now hiring for field sales, technicians, and project managers. Check out acsi.tech, that's acsi.tech, and click on careers to apply today.
Go get you a job.
Go and do it. What's good, Z-Man? How are you doing? How was your week?
Doing well. I mean, week was very busy. I did one of those paid surveys, so you know.
Oh, okay.
Little cha-ching. And then I spent it like 2 days later. But
what was it about?
Air conditioners. Funny enough.
right as the AC goes out in the studio here, then you're over there keeping cool and let them know what.
So we talked about this new concept they have for air conditioners, for window air conditioners. So,
okay.
They came up with a pretty cool concept, and hopefully they'll call me back in September, October for round two.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what's up, man.
So what about you, man?
Week was so. I mentioned last week that my tia passed away, so we had the funeral this week. But the nice thing is that we got to see a lot of friends and family I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
And topped it off with a baptism over the weekend. So that's kind of the good and the bad of it. You know what I mean? Like kind of life reborn. So that's kind of the paradox there. And the funny thing is that when I think about that, what it reminds me of is that before my eldest daughter was born, my wife's best friend's younger brother actually passed away the week before. And we were getting ready to go to the funeral. We had the funeral. My wife is waddling around pregnant, extremely pregnant. We were going to induce on the Saturday.
Right.
But on the Friday, 4 o'clock in the morning, she wakes me up and she goes, I think my water broke. So literally, one day I'm at a funeral for a 21-year-old kid. The next day I'm watching my own daughter being born.
That's the circle of life.
It is. It is. So that's the nice thing about it. And it kind of just reminds you of how everything just keeps going. And that's what we got to do too.
Yes, sir.
So this week we talk about the Cubs moving the first of several expected moves with
the domino. That was the first domino.
That's the first domino, so we got to see what's going on next. The White Sox picking up right where they left off before the All-Star break. A key member of the Blackhawks title goes up north, and a literal diehard fan talks about fighting to survive to see Justin Fields play for the Bears.
Oh, boy.
All that plus stirring the pot. But first, it's the Big Three with Big-Z.
Thanks, E-Roc. I'm Big-Z, and you're not. Now for the stories of the week. Story number 1. We like to call this one the mayor of Beantown. Why do you say? Well, the fan who hit Boston Red Sox left fielder Alex Verdugo. I got that one right. With a baseball thrown from Yankee Stadium stands has been banned for life. What a dummy.
Yeah. Well, now here's the funny thing is that he actually threw the ball to a young fan, and a Yankees fan intercepted it because I'm pretty sure Cutler was the one that threw it. But yeah, anyway, he threw it into the stands, and a Yankees player or a Yankees fan snatched it from the kid.
So
and
he
threw his own ball back at him.
So he was already a D-bag.
Right. Just confirmed.
Yeah, it's been covered.
Well, he was I'm sure he was wearing Yankees gear, so that's kind of confirmed right there.
There you go. Yeah, Red Sox manager Alex Cora briefly pulled his team off the field, rightly so, in the sixth inning on Saturday night after Verdugo was struck in the back by the ball thrown from the left field seats. I mean, he wasn't hurt.
No, he wasn't hurt,
but it's still, it's startling.
Look, the Yankees and MLB came together and said, nope, you're out of here. You're not coming back ever again. So, hey, you guys did the right thing for once.
Yes, it sets the precedent, do not do that. It's
right.
Simple as that.
And now here's the thing that you got to remember is this going to affect the Chicago Cubs fans throwing the ball back on the field of play? Because
I think it's different. You're not. Yes, the ticket says if you throw anything onto the field, you're ejected. Yes,
right. So technically, what they do every time is completely banned when they throw back the opposing team's home run. But they let them do it. So
it's a little bit different because the guy was being malicious and threw at a player rather than when the Cubs do it. They just they lob it into the field. They don't. Yeah, they don't try to hit any players.
You're not trying to hit the players, but if I'm in the bleachers, I'm trying to throw it back to Contreras. I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, people have tried. All right. Speaking of crazy stories, the game between the San Diego Padres and the Washington Nationals was suspended in the sixth inning last Saturday night after a shooting outside Nationals Park that caused echoes of gunfire inside the stadium and prompted the fans to scramble for safety in the dugouts. The shooting and an exchange of gunfire between the people in two cars left 3 people injured, according to Ashan Benedict, the Metropolitan Police Department Executive Assistant. He needs a shorter title. This is like SHIELD.
Executive Assistant Police Chief.
Excuse me.
Yeah. It's a mouthful.
Yeah. One of the people that was shot was a woman attending the game who was struck while she was outside the stadium. He said her injuries were not considered life-threatening. Okay. You saw the videos of this?
I didn't. I saw the videos of them in the stadium, and you hear something. Pop. Like, man, that's scary as hell. That made me immediately. You know what I thought about immediately was Vegas, because the Vegas shooting.
Yes, exactly.
Because that was a very similar sound at a big event, a big stadium. So I mean.
And there's really nowhere to run because you don't know where the sound's coming from because of the echoes.
Exactly.
Did you see Tatis? Because he went over to check. I think I don't think he had friends or family in the stands, and he went to go check.
So there was actually, from what I remember, there was actually a lot of players that went to go check on friends and family in the stands.
Right, and then they pulled him to go. Yeah. And so they even let some other fans down there too. But he said people are people.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the right mindset because, how many times do we talk about these stories where
we've seen Titanic, man. We've seen Titanic. Please, sir, I have a child.
No, you're good. I bet that kid floats.
That pamper floats. All right. Story number 2. Back to the Future.
Oh, boy.
Well, Michael J. Fox is not part of this, but yeah. The 2020 Olympics. Yes, I said that right. The 2020 Olympics start this week.
Wait a minute. What year is this?
This is 2021. Okay. Yeah, I don't write the dates anymore because I'm not working right now for another month. So I have no idea what date it is. All right, the Olympics are already full of crazy stories, man. The athletes are given an anti-sex bed.
Okay.
No nookie for your cookie.
Me love cookie.
Okay.
This is happening in the Tokyo Olympics. This is insane, man. The beds are made out of cardboard to stop sexual activity. The beds will reportedly collapse if the competitors attempt to put anyone else in the bed with them.
Okay.
So,
here's a question.
Yeah.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Do you have the internet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so do I. And with just a few short clicks on the internet, you can find people doing it.
Yeah.
And most of them don't use beds, man. They have floors and showers and floors. What are you doing? What do you think? You think these super athletic people aren't going to figure it out? They're super bendy and stuff. Come on.
Yeah, they're Olympic athletes for a reason.
Right.
And if they're not competing, they're going to be active in other ways.
Well, but here's the thing too: is that they also said they can't buy or bring any booze.
Yeah.
What?
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get wasted outside the park.
Chocolate wasted.
Hey. I don't know what category you've been watching.
Wow.
Yeah, let's keep it PG.
Okay.
All right. All right. So there's also been a rash of Olympians contracting the COVID virus. Yeah, the COVID. Kara Ecker. Did I get that right? Ecker?
I think it's Ecker, yeah.
She's she's in the women's gymnastics. Katie Lou Samuelson. Hey. Well, she's from the USA.
You could say the American
basketball
names.
team. Yes, I can.
U.S. women's, yeah.
This is Coco Gauff?
Golf.
Golf?
Coco Golf, yeah.
Oh, that was close. Tennis. Golf was expected to anchor the U.S. Women's team. You're right there.
I was allergic to that comment earlier.
Yeah. So, Golf was expected to anchor the U.S. Women's team with neither Williams' sister present for these games.
Yeah, so I mean, we're obviously seeing that I want to say it's the Delta variant of the COVID virus is kind of taking storm right now.
The airlines are not liking that one.
No, they're not. I mean, it's terrible. This is bad because we already know there's no spectators in Japan for these games, and now we're seeing players and athletes from all over sports fall because of the either contact tracing or the actual virus being positive. And it's crazy because for men's basketball, Kevin Love from the Cavs, he's actually withdrawn from Team USA.
He should not been on the team anyways.
Again, we talked about it a little bit, but yeah, so it's essentially he withdrew from the games. Denver Nuggets center JaVale McGee and San Antonio Spurs forward Keldon Johnson have taken the 2 open spots on the 12-man roster for the Tokyo Olympics. Love spent about 10 days with the team in Vegas preparing for the games, but he's not going to travel to Tokyo. He's still recovering from a right calf injury that kept him out for pretty much the whole season. And these 2 additions, McGee and Johnson, came one day after Wizard star Bradley Beal was forced to drop out of the Olympics after entering the health and safety protocol earlier this week. The Olympics coming this week. The opening ceremony is going to start on Friday, and the games run until August 8th.
I'm excited. What event do you want to watch besides the basketball?
Track and field, swimming. Track and field, I mean, that's the Jamaicans. That's, my people dominating and everything. It's cool. I love it. But yeah, I mean, like track and field usually. Swimming is always cool. Basketball, we're always going to watch basketball, soccer. You know what I mean? Like, so we're kind of... That's the nice thing about the 2 TV setup, because you can kind of just put on whatever games that you want. And sometimes they're going at the same time, so you can kind of watch different stuff. But yeah, look, it's going to be interesting. We got a lot of different things going on in this Olympics that we're not used to. It's going a year later. These weird beds from all these these athletes that like to get down and dirty. We're gonna have. I feel like we're gonna have a lot of players and athletes sent home in COVID protocol.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's the scary thing.
So I'm looking at the list of these sports here. Archery.
Yep.
Badminton.
Yep.
Hook me up with badminton. That's cool.
Wait, are we naming sports that we can actually play?
Yes.
Because okay,
we're 2 for 2 right now. Basketball, yeah, sure. If we don't have to jump, you can shoot basketball. Yeah. Boxing, yeah, you can still do boxing.
Yeah, sure.
Canoeing, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I could float.
Road cycling, yeah, I can get on a bike.
What?
Road cycling.
Yeah,
that's long distance.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, no, that's not you?
I'm not going.
Okay, well, I'll do that one. I'll do that one for you. Cycling track. You want to go around on the track?
No.
That's so boring.
Although, no, it's cool. It is kind of cool because
they high.
But they got to dip down so low.
Yeah, without crashing into people.
Right.
They got mountain biking. I'm out.
Nope.
BMX freestyle. I'm out.
Wait, how do you do mountain biking in the Olympics? How is that a thing?
I guess they have like a course, like instead of a ski course, they have a mountain course, and they just go through the trees and trails and all that stuff.
Don't hit a tree though.
That's why you go. No. What is equestrian?
That's a horse thing.
Oh,
that's a horse. That's some. Oh, did they got the horse dancing? That always cracks me up. Where the horses kind of like lean to one side and then they're like lean back, lean back. And then you ever seen a horse do the cha-cha slide? It's fire.
You have gone down the rabbit's hole of YouTube.
No, I've gone down the rabbit hole of Olympics. I've been watching all this stuff for years.
Fencing.
Okay, I got a fence.
No, not the fence you just put up. Fencing, like a duel. The duel.
That's a sword with a ball in the end. That's not. I mean, if you give me a sword, give me a samurai sword. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's a needle, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Golf is in there. We can do golf. There you go. Artistic gymnastics. That's the Will Ferrell with the little wandy thingy.
Yeah, that's me laying on my back, kicking my feet in the air and drawing a picture. Artistic.
Rhythmic
Okay,
gymnastics.
what? See, now there's math. Oh, rhythmic. Okay, I thought you said arithmetic.
No.
I can do the art, but not the math.
Trampoline.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
No. Sounds bouncy.
Lots and up and down. All right, handball, hockey, judo, rowing. Again, they have 2 rowings.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Canoeing and rowing, different.
If you combine the handball with the trampoline, I'm an Olympic champion. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No,
I had to hold that one back. Sailing and shooting. So
okay, well, add that to the list of the trampoline thing.
Well, if you be on you be trampling your handball, and there'd be some shooting at the end.
All right, let's move on to the next story.
This took a left turn, ladies and gentlemen. Story number 3. Yes, we still have stories. Domestic disturbance.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some serious. Yeah. The NFL free agent cornerback Richard Sherman was arrested last week after crashing his vehicle and threatening to break into his in-laws' house. All right, Redmond Police Chief Daryl. See, he has very short. Yeah, Daryl Lowe said at a news conference Wednesday that Sherman also faces charges of suspicion of resisting arrest, malicious mischief. I don't know what that is.
And
in addition to Washington State Patrol Captain. Oh, sorry. I'm Ron Burgundy, that. Ron Mead said at the news conference that his department is also ready to refer Sherman to prosecutors for possible misdemeanor DUI and hit-and-run charges related to a separate incident last week. Yeah. What the hell, dude?
All right, so I kind of looked at some of the footage or the investigation stuff that keeps coming out about this. So essentially, one of the things that happened is that he actually is lucky to be alive. He came and he took a weird turn in a car. It looks like he spun out a little bit. It looks like obviously he was upset about something. He ended up at his in-laws' house. He was banging on the door, threatening this and that. So I don't know who was in the house. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of reports about this. He put in a not guilty plea on all 5 of the charges. Like we were saying before, criminal trespass in the 2nd degree with a domestic violence element. Okay, they're adding stuff together.
Yeah.
Reckless endangerment of roadway crews. Okay, okay. Driving under the influence, resisting arrest, and a malicious mischief with a domestic violence element for attempting to break into his in-laws' house and driving infractions on the way to the home. So, he's on his way there. He's obviously upset about something, and he's going fast, and he's drunk. The person who called 911 to report the incident said that Sherman was drunk and threatened to kill himself before his arrest.
Yeah, please, if you or someone know who is suicidal or having suicidal thoughts, please contact the Suicide Prevention Hotline, 800-273-8255. That's 800-273-8255.
So, yeah, we don't really know what's going on here.
Yeah, we don't know.
It sounds like there was some type of domestic incident between his wife and himself. He went over to the parents' house, and we don't know the full story right now, but I hope that he's able to work through this. It sucks. He's a little bit older in his career. He's a Super Bowl champion, and he's a free agent right now. So what's going to happen? I feel like this is effectively going to end his career. I don't think anyone's going to sign him after this because they don't want that smoke.
Yeah, he wanted to go back to Seattle, and I don't think that's going to happen now.
No.
All right, there was another domestic issue with an NFL player this week. Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins. Yeah. He's with Pittsburgh. I thought he was with the.
No, he was released
Washington.
from WFT. Either last season. I want to say like in the middle of the season they picked him up. The Steelers did.
Gotcha.
It's not a bad move for them.
No,
I mean,
not.
Roethlisberger's older. Haskins, first round pick, Ohio State.
If he could be mentored by Big Ben,
yeah,
you never know.
Well, in certain ways. All right, continue.
All right, continue. All right, so Dwayne Haskins suffered substantial injuries, including a knocked-out tooth after his wife allegedly hit him during an altercation in Vegas, according to police. They said they were called to the Cosmopolitan on July 3rd to investigate claims that, oh, boy, you do this on purpose.
Yes.
It's,
Calabria.
damn, I was,
Calabria. Just say
Calabria.
I'll leave the last name for you.
Calabria Haskins, had attacked the NFL player in their hotel room. In this report, cops said Dwayne told them that the fight went down because his wife was disgruntled after he had gone to a nightclub with his friends without waiting for her and the rest of the group. So he left her while she was getting ready.
Yeah, he dipped out. He probably said, "Are you ready?" She says, 5 minutes. He goes, "Are you ready?" She says, 5 minutes. He goes, "Are you ready?" And he just left because 5 minutes turned into
2 hours.
Several. I don't know.
We don't know.
Hey. The report said that he had a busted up lip. He needed stitches and he was missing a tooth. I mean, this is wild. It says the report says that the 24-year-old quarterback will most certainly require dental work to repair his teeth. Yeah, that's how that works. If you need tooth repair, you need the funny thing is that Calabria, sure, that's her. She told them she was not sure how the football player suffered his injuries.
Really? How about you just check her hands?
What? What? So now, here's a wild thing that we were talking about a little bit before. It's more of a national story, so this is a good place to put this. Ben Zobrist, ex-wife, is looking for $4 million. She said she said that she coaxed him to return to baseball. She said that she's seeking the $4 million because she claimed her husband allegedly failed to preserve marital assets when he took a leave of absence from the Cubs in 2019. Court documents obtained by the Chicago Tribune on Monday, Juliana Zobrist claimed the 2016 World Series MVP intentionally and voluntarily stopped working and went from the top of his game to giving up, which affected the household income. She's reportedly seeking an even split of marital assets and the large sums, claiming the figure is the amount of money he failed to preserve by abruptly and intentionally failing to satisfy his baseball contract. So essentially what's happening is she says, hey, you left the team to come and be with me and try to work it out. But that time that you're away from the team, you should have made this much and I need that money. What? Now here's the crazy thing of this all. The whole thing came out because Zobrist claims that she had an affair with their former pastor, and if I'm not mistaken, I saw a number that said they spent $30,000 on a birthday party for this pastor. Yeah, dude. What? Like what? Now, first of all, you already know how I feel about this crazy looking person. She is terrifying. They played her version of Benny the Jets when he came up to the plate. And I feel bad because I feel like Benzo's a really good dude. Obviously, all I know of him is watching him on the, play baseball. But I don't know, man. His wife seems a little batty. She was trying to do this music thing, and I'm willing to bet that the pastor was like, hey, how about some contemporary Christian music? Also, you got 30 grand? Like, that's how the church works. I'm sorry to tell you. But yeah, I mean, this is wild. She wants him to pay for the time that he didn't play when he was away to go and try to save his marriage. What?
I don't know what's going on with people lately.
People, you're terrible. All of you are terrible.
Yeah. Stop being terrible. Let's stop being terrible. All right, lastly, let's end this on a good note. Yeah. Former NFL quarterback Peyton Manning and his little brother Eli will take part in an alternate Monday Night Football broadcast. I will be watching over the next 3 seasons. This is what ESPN reported last week. So the Monday Night Football megacast will air on ESPN2 for 10 games in each of the next 3 seasons and will include the current and former NFL players and celebrities joining the Manning brothers on a broadcast. A host has not been named.
I'd like to volunteer for that job. I did it first, so just this is your receipt. The recording says I did it first, so thank you guys. I will be taking that job as soon as possible. Just hit me up and we can work on some numbers.
There you go. A little bit more than what Zobrist's wife wants.
Zor was Zobrist. Man, what the hell's going on? Oh my God. Hey, listen. I think it's time.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
All right.
listen to our sponsors, and we can clear this out of our heads.
All right, sounds good.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the TCSF podcast with E-Roc and Big-Z.
Yeah.
This is The Loop, our Chicago sports roundup where we keep you in the loop.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
Yo, E, what's going on with the Chicago Bears?
The Bears, E-Roc might be playing his last season with our Chicago Bears. According to reports, E-Roc was only offered about $16 million a season, and he's asking for about $20 a year, which is on par with guys like Cowboys wideout Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen of the LA Chargers. He's going to make about $18 million in the upcoming season after they placed a franchise tag on him this offseason. The funny thing is that he came in, they put the offer out there. He came in and signed it after the Bears talked to Kenny Golladay before he signed with the Giants. So that's how that happened there.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, he has expressed his interest in remaining with the Bears, but it seems like the numbers are just too far apart for them to really make a deal. The Bears do have the option of franchising him again, but I can't imagine that would sit well with their number one wideout. The numbers being so far apart makes it kind of seem like there was never really any intent in making A-Rob a priority, which is weird because you finally got a quarterback who you expect to be the franchise quarterback. And I think maybe the big thing here is to see how well your franchise quarterback is going to work with, you know, a guy that's been in the league for a little bit of time. But really, Robinson should be the guy that's going to guide Justin Fields, you know.
Well, he's a great route runner, so you would want that as a quarterback, someone who runs the route the way that you drew him up.
Exactly. And, you know, the thing is that he did sign a 3-year, $42 million contract back in 2018 after missing most of that last year in Jacksonville with that torn ACL. And the thing is that the timing of that injury hurt his market at the time because, you know, he's been pretty underpaid and he's dominated here in Chicago. That franchise tag money is good, but, you know, he's only 27. He's looking for long-term security for years to come, but they have not given it to him. He's coming off back-to-back 1,100-yard seasons, despite really not having a good quarterback situation at all. And, you know, just think about like what Matt Nagy's offense would have looked like without him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, crickets.
So I mean, that's the thing is that, you know, we're looking at, should they go ahead? You think that it really depends on how well he meshes with Justin Fields?
I think that's going to be the deciding factor because obviously you're going to have these mini camps and OTAs and all that stuff that's been going on. That's so they can build some kind of rapport. So if your number one receiver, especially a veteran, can show him the ropes and saying, this is where I want the ball.
Right.
This is what you can do with me. It's just like you get a new car. You're like, ooh, I'm going to play with all the buttons.
Yes.
What do these buttons do? So that's the biggest thing with the Bears, man.
Well, I feel like a lot of insiders across the league have looked at the Bears and looked straight down their nose at what the Bears have done and how they've really treated A-Rob. And I think there's a lot of teams that are going to be lined up to sign him. And funny enough, the Chicago Bears front office was ranked dead last by ESPN.
Surprise.
Yeah, we're just about a week away from the start of the training camp for the Bears, and there is some hope on the horizon because they did get, you know, our boy, former Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields. They moved up to draft him number 11 overall last year. We got this new sense of like hope and excitement that he could finally be, you know, the guy that we've been waiting on for so long. And, you know, we're going to wait and see when he's actually going to play. And we know that he is the key to the long-term future of this franchise. But ESPN released their future franchise rankings on Monday and projecting which teams are in the best shape for the next 3 seasons based on quarterback situation, roster, drafting ability, coaching, and front office.
Okay, where we end up?
Kansas City took the top spot, and the Bears found them buried far down the list at number 27, behind Green Bay at 13, Minnesota at 19, but they were ahead of Detroit because they got 31st.
That's because Detroit's the dumpster fire.
Right.
For all teams.
So, Field Yates came out and he was talking about the situation, and he says the Bears have a clear and direct path to flying up these rankings in Justin Fields. If the former Ohio State quarterback meets the promise so many see in him, Chicago's fortunes turn immediately. And GM Brian Pace and coach Matt Nagy likely continue to be the architects of this team going forward. If Fields does not pan out, this franchise could be headed for change next offseason, and the future is a little less bright with a roster that includes limited cap flexibility, draft capital, and some aging veterans.
Yeah, I think it does. Everything's hitched to how Fields does.
Yeah.
But I still think that he will not play the full season. So I still think that the general manager and the coach will get another season.
I think that despite what we're hearing, I think that this regime, the coach and this GM are not afraid to tell you when they've done wrong. And the reason I say that is because they took Trubisky and they didn't force another year on him. Even last year, they were kind of saying, we know that you're not our guy. Nick Foles is who we're going to put, whose eggs we're going to basket we're going to put our eggs in right now. And that didn't really pan out, and injury and so on and so forth. And here comes Mitch. But what I'm saying is that Pace has already told you, I'm not afraid to admit mistakes, and I'm going to be aggressive, and I'm going to do whatever I think needs to get done. I'm not playing it safe. And
I'm good with that.
You can like Pace or not, but you can't say that he don't got balls. You know what I mean? He goes after what he wants, and he saw Trubisky there and he got him, and now he got Justin Fields. So the thing is that I think right now we Bears fans, we're full of hope. You know what I mean? We're ready to go. So this is something else that I came across, and if this doesn't scream Chicago, I do not know what will.
Oh boy!
It seems like the entire city is eager in anticipation of the debut of our boy Justin Fields, including a fan who was shot last month in Humboldt Park. Scott Morrow is a 41-year-old, and he was shot in the back while walking to a friend's house in Humboldt Park on June 20th. He was soon taken to Mount Sinai Hospital. His first thoughts were of his mother, family, and friends. Later, his thoughts turned to the Bears, especially rookie quarterback Justin Fields, who has restored hope in this franchise and its fans. Within a couple of moments, I thought, well, I'm 41. Pretty much Chicago has gone our whole lives without having a great prospects for a franchise quarterback. I can't die before seeing Justin Fields take the field, man. I think there was maybe a little bit of power of the beloved coursing through the veins there. A couple, 2-3 extra shots of adrenaline. I don't plan to die before he's a Hall of Famer.
Slow down, man.
Hey, hold on.
I'm not on the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying, slow down.
Hold up.
You got shot. Your thoughts should not be on professional sports.
Why? Because
your thoughts should be on your family, my health. Am I going to make it?
Guess what?
Am I going to go see the clouds?
I promise you, there was people in like 2013 that got cancer, and we're like, no, I can't go before the Cubs win the World Series. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what it does, is it shows that tight and that big of an emotional connection to these teams, and you know that.
Yeah, I do.
You know that. So I'm thinking, like, man, really, I'm gonna miss that? That's that FOMO, fear of missing out. You're like, man, I can't. Wait, are you for real? They finally got a quarterback, and I'm gonna be out of it. You know what I mean? Like, come on. How you gonna tell me that if the White Sox hadn't won, you get it?
I get it. I get it now. I get it. I get it.
You get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Now let me ask you a question.
What's
we
up?
talk about the loyalty to the Bears. There's been a little bit of rumors floating around about the Chicago potentially being able to take on a second team. What do you think about that?
Run it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
like I think
we got room.
Yeah,
we got two baseball teams.
Look, LA. Right, we got two baseball teams. New York has two football teams.
And two baseball teams.
LA has two football teams.
And two baseball teams.
You know what I mean? So, like, yo, what's up? We got the space.
We got space.
And guess what? When the Bears moved to Arlington Heights, y'all could have Soldier.
There you go.
There you go.
You could be the little brother. Here you go. Here's my hand-me-down.
Yeah, here's a flying saucer that didn't quite fly. All right, Z, what's going on with that hockey?
But hey, as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
All right, hockey. Long-time Blackhawks defenseman Duncan Keith, who we talked about last week, was actually traded, like we said he was going to be, to the Edmonton Oilers. by the Chicago Blackhawks. This happened last Monday. He was traded for Caleb Jones and a conditional pick in the 2022 NHL draft. Edmonton also received a minor league forward in Tim Sutherland.
Yep.
Hey, first try.
I let you have it.
Yeah. All right. Keefe, who just turned 38 last week, had 2 seasons remaining on his 13-year, $72 million contract, which is about $5.53 million average.
Right.
So he signed it December 3rd of 2009. Wow.
That's what we were talking about last time. It's like your 13-year contract. 2 years left on that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's job security.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 3-time Stanley Cup champion the 3-time Stanley Cup champion with the Blackhawks 2010, 2013, and 2015. Keefe won the 2015 Conn Smythe Trophy.
Why? You did that on purpose. You know it's Conn Smythe.
Yeah, Smithers, whatever. He voted as the most valuable player in the Stanley Cup playoffs. He also won the Norris Trophy, voted best defenseman in NHL 2010, 2014, and has twice been named the NHL's first All-Star team in 2010. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, 2010 and 2014. So he said, I think a lot of things get said about my age, and obviously I had some experience being in the playoffs, and I certainly want to bring as much to the table as I can in that regard and help any of the younger guys out in any way I can.
Yeah.
But for me, my mindset's going to Edmonton is to be the best player I can be, because that's what I'm going to help the team the most with.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like he's pretty excited to go there.
He's pretty much.
Well, because I think he feels like he still has something left in the tank. I mean, look, this guy was named one of the 100 greatest NHL players during the Centennial season in 2017. The Blackhawks came out and said a few words about him. They said Keith was the ultimate professional with the Chicago Blackhawks. His toughness on the ice, his leadership in the community, and his dedication to the game are a few of the reasons the Blackhawks won 3 Stanley Cups during his 16-year career in Chicago. Mm-hmm. He's going to go down as one of the best and most driven defensemen the game has ever seen. Recently, Duncan came to us with a request to be traded to a team closer to his son, and we're happy to work out something with him. So this is something we kind of talked about a little bit. They made it beneficial for both his family and the future of the Blackhawks. And Keith actually talked about that in his acceptance or his kind of goodbye.
Press conference.
He says, I'd like to thank the Chicago Blackhawks and the Blackhawks organization, Rocky Wirtz, Danny Wirtz, and the entire Wirtz family for allowing me to be on their team for the last 16 seasons. We had great memories and a great run, and the Chicago Blackhawks are always going to be in my heart. Having said that, at this point in my career, I feel that being closer to my son, Colton, here, he lives in Pentacon, which is British Columbia, which is Canada. That was a huge thing for me, and I just felt like the Edmonton Oilers right now was a good fit, a great fit. I'm excited to start this new chapter of my career and try to win a cup in Edmonton.
Not going to happen.
They came close.
I know.
Edmonton's been a consistently good team, so I mean, I hope he can do something up there.
Yeah, the Columbus Black Jackets. They're Blue Jackets. What's Ohio? I hate Ohio. So Columbus Blue Jackets defenseman Seth Jones reportedly wants to be traded to Chicago. I wonder why.
Yeah,
the Chicago Blackhawks have reportedly been aggressive in pursuing upgrades in their blue line corps. So on the defensive side, Jones wants to play with his younger brother Caleb, who we got in the Duncan Keefe trade.
Yeah. Seth Jones from the Columbus Blue Jackets. He went to play in Chicago because his younger brother just got traded to the Blackhawks, and the Hawks are looking to upgrade, their defense because they just gave away one of the best defensive players of all time. So now you got 2 players that want to play together on the same team in a historic franchise, Original 6, the only teams that anyone ever cares about.
That's right.
Welcome to hockey, folks.
Let's do that hockey.
Let's do that hockey. What's going on the other side of the building?
The Chicago Bulls All-Star Zach LaVine has been placed under USA Basketball's health and safety protocols and did not travel with the team to Tokyo on Monday.
Awesome.
What the hell, man? It's just like spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, it's wild.
USA-based basketball said in a statement that it hoped that LaVine would be able to join the team later in Japan. He is a third player to be affected in the past week, as Bradley Beal had to leave the team because of the protocols, and Jeremy Grant was in contact tracing quarantine for 4 days.
Yeah, I mean, Zach was able to come in and start after Bradley Beal was put in the protocol,
And we started winning.
And well, I mean, he had a really good game. The last game they played against who is this here? Anyway, their last warm-up game, they got a win. They finished with the 2-2 after their crappy start with the losses to Nigeria and Australia. And he had 13 points, and it was all in the second half because he was trying to be the facilitator in the first half.
Right.
Dame led the USA with 19 points, and followed by Keldon Johnson, the new guy they brought in.
Yeah.
He got 15. Durant had 14. Levine started, like I said, because of Bradley Beal's departure, and he was showing up. He had one of the players that was in double digits, and I think they're going to need him and what he brings to the table if they're going to win, because guess what? Bradley Beal's out. Okay. Grant was a so-so, he was just kind of there. But, you have Dame Lillard, you got Durant. I mean, you have some good players on this roster.
You have good players, not great players.
But you don't have, Durant's a great player. We can't say Grant. Durant's a great player.
Why is he not scoring more then? Why is he not taking the ball?
Because, I mean, this is what they do in these they're not taking this seriously. You think they're taking this seriously?
No, that's the
these
problem.
Warm-ups? Once they actually go to the games, and that's the problem.
Well, that's the problem. It's not a switch you can just turn on.
Hey, I don't disagree. I'm just telling you what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
And they just finished having a long season, and they only had a short break after the bubble. Hey. So to be fair, they've been playing. No. What are you doing right now?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm on a podcast.
Yeah, and you know exactly what I'm getting at. Is the fact that everybody needs a break.
No, everybody does need a break.
You know what I mean? So they really haven't had a break. They've been playing. He's been playing in the playoffs, and don't forget, Durant is coming off of that injury. This is his first season after snapping his Achilles on the Warriors. So.
Was it Achilles or was it?
Yeah, he snapped his Achilles, man. It was gross. It was gross.
I know how you like those.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, why are they not winning more? We got to see what's going to happen in the actual tournament. Right now, like I said, it was just kind of warm up. I really hope that Zach is going to be able to make it to Tokyo, because we talk about Kevin Love being there. Mm-hmm. Zach LaVine is right there in the age range. When the Olympics come around, you play for your country. You're a young guy. And right now, his star is really starting to shine. So you're going to see him on a national, not just a national, but a international stage. And I hope that he can make it.
And if he plays really well, guess what? He's going to have to get paid even more.
Hey, you make what you make. You make what you deserve. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, whatever you can get.
All right, the other basketball team that we have, the Chicago Sky. Yes, nice. A little mention of Chicago Sky today. I mean, I think they're 10-10.
They're nice.
They're really nice. Candace Parker, who's from Chicago, look at that, grew up playing video games, and now she'll be the first female basketball player on the cover of one.
Nice.
The Chicago Sky Star will appear on the NBA 2K22 cover for the WNBA 25th anniversary special edition when it's released on September 10.
I might have to actually buy one.
No, it'd be cool to have it.
You know what I mean? Or like get a poster, whatever it is, something here for the studio for sure.
Mm-hmm. She said, I grew up video game fanatic, and that's what I did, to the point where my brothers would give me the fake controller when I was younger, where I would think I'm playing, but I wasn't. Yeah, we've all done that. If you had siblings, you've all done that.
Or children. I'm just saying, like, you wonder why I always win? Because I plug in my controller.
Yeah, she continued saying, all I want to do is be like them. As a kid growing up, you dream of having your own shoe and dreaming about being in a video game. Those are athletes as kids, dreams. That's just, of course.
Look, I mean, you can't say it's not cool. I mean, we see it for years and years. NCAA was not allowing players' names to be in their games, so they couldn't have any monetary value, whatever it was. So now that that's an open thing, you're going to see a lot more players doing that. So you're going to see more players' dreams achieved by being in a video game, by being recognized as the player that's represented in the video game. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, like if you play a sports game and you're able to make your own character, what do? Oh, here's Big-Z at the bat. You know what I mean?
Right.
And all of a sudden you're 6'5", and you know what I mean, like super buff, and you can hit the ball. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Of
like
course.
That's your dream, and then you turn the game on one day, and you're actually there because they put you in the game.
That's different, right?
That's dope. Dope. I mean, you can't front on that.
We'll be right back with 3 Up and 3 Down after a word from our sponsor.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago.
We all know that 2020 was no joke, and with an ever-changing world climate, many people are looking for a new opportunity. Guys, are you looking for a career that rewards effort and makes you feel valued as a team member? Let me tell you a little about our friends at ACSI. ACSI is a certified RCN business agent. They provide the same RCN services with a personalized touch. Their sales and technician teams work hand in hand, ensuring your experience will be smooth and pleasant. Gone are the days of being transferred from one person to the next. At ACSI, they handle everything from start to finish. It's never been so easy to get internet service. ACSI is a growing Chicagoland company that encourages personal growth and rewards perseverance. As they expand, they're looking for passionate, responsible, and honest professionals to join their team. A career with ACSI means you will be part of a hardworking, flexible, and dynamic team that is a leader in the installation of cable and internet services in the Chicagoland area. Best of all, ACSI was awarded Hacia's 2020 Contractor of the Year Award. Are you ready to grow with a local Chicago company on the rise? Check out acsi.tech and click on careers to get started. That's acsi.tech and click on careers. Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with E-Roc and Big-Z.
Yeah.
Time to touch bases with our baseball teams. This is 3 up and 3 down.
I think I'll perplex him with my slow ball.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
Yo, E, what's going on with these Cubbies?
The Cubs traded fan favorite, I guess. Was he really? They traded Jock Peterson to the Atlanta Braves for first base prospect Bryce Ball. Peterson, 29, had 11 home runs and a .718 OPS in 73 games for the Cubs after he signed a one-year, $4.5 million deal that included a $10 million mutual option and a $2.5 million buyout. The deal comes just days after Brave star Ronald Acuna Jr. tore the ACL in his right knee. Ball was the 24th round pick for the Braves in 2019. Has compiled a .377 on-base percentage over 2 seasons in the minors. ESPN's Kylie McDaniel describes Ball as a player with huge exit velocities, but with some contact problems. So he can swing hard and he can't hit. What? Is that what's happening?
Well, maybe he should play basketball with the other Ball brothers.
Too many balls.
Hey.
Oh, man. Cubs also sent David Bodie up on a rehab assignment with the Iowa Cubs. They sent Rowan Wick on a rehab assignment to the South Bend Cubs. And they also activated right-handed and pitcher Dylan Maples. So a little bit of moves. I think they also activated Eric Sogard, who is a solid option because who else again? I mean, there's a lot of I don't understand some of the stuff that's going on in this team right now. It's like I said, I'm very apathetic to watching Cubs baseball right now. All I can do is look towards the future. And the Cubs did draft lefty Jordan Wicks out of Kansas State in the first round. MLB Pipeline had Wicks ranked 16th in the draft and said he was clearly the best lefty in the entire draft.
There you go.
Among their comments, Wicks has the best changeup in the draft, a low 80s weapon with tumble and depth that he sells with deceptive arm speed, earning plus grades from some evaluators. He sets it up with a fastball that has added about 5 miles per hour since high school, now sitting at about 90-93, and hitting 95 with high spin rates that give it riding action. He's improved his low 80s slider to the point where it's now a solid offering, and he can also morph it into a harder cutter and mix in a upper 70s curveball. So it looks like he has a couple of pitches that he's comfortable using. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, the Cubs drafted pretty much all pitchers in this draft,
like the Angels,
a bunch of lefties too. So I mean, I think that we kind of understand what direction they're trying to go in is strengthen up the pitching and then kind of fill in the holes around it. Now, last week, Jed Hoyer went on the Lawrence Holmes shows on 670 Score, and he talked about the future of the Cubs, specifically when he was asked about the team's current position compared to where their organization was in 2012. This is what he had to say. When we walked in 2012, we realized that this was going to be a really long process to get good. We didn't feel like we had the right pieces together. Now, I think with the players we have, I don't see any reason why this needs to be a long process. So it seems like he doesn't think this should be something that's going to take too long to kind of boost back up to where they were. You got a couple of decent players in the minors that are pretty ready to come up. We've seen kind of some of these guys come and go. We saw, I'm not talking about guys like Patrick Wisdom who just came in and were on fire, just like your boy Yermin. But they do have a couple of players that it sounds like they're pretty excited to bring them up at some point. Ed Howard, the pick from last year, is a player that I think a lot of Cubs fans are anticipating coming up to the bigs. But you look at who's blocking him on the Cubs right now. Javi Baez. And that's it, because Javi Baez essentially, and the funny thing is, I was just thinking about Addison Russell and the change of that happened with that team when he was gone. It's not like he was playing well. Him and Zobrist going, that was your solid right up the middle right there. So
yeah, it was.
Right now they've been struggling at second base to really kind of fill that hole.
Well, from the outsider's perspective here, with the Cubbies, they're going to be making some of these moves, and they're going to go younger and then fill in the holes, just like you said.
Right.
That's so I don't think it'll be a long process. I would say within 3 years you're back to competing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is too is that even considering the fact that earlier this year they were in first place, they were competing to win the division. Yeah, it was early, and then they had a dip, but by the same token, they could also go on some crazy run where they just hit a bunch of home runs. That's the problem with this team, is that they're streaky in general. I got a couple of players that I'm looking at that are more than likely guys that are going to be traded, or at least are going to be trade targets for other teams. Number one, Javi Baez. Javi Baez possibly to a team like the Mets. Lindor is down right now. He has an oblique strain, so he just signed a giant 10-year, $341 million contract.
Yep, he did.
Coming the same kind of trajectory as Baez. Him and Lindor are friends,
right?
So he would fit right in there, and I think that as a rental player, he's going to get you a lot of home runs. He's also going to swing and miss a lot.
Yeah, he is.
When you look at his hitting versus his fielding, put him together, he is kind of an average player.
Yes,
we like him. We love Javi. I mean, they were in Arizona, and there was 20,000 fans screaming his name. You know what I mean? Yeah. But he's definitely a potential trade person that can be traded from the Cubs. And I feel like with the free agent market at the shortstop position, he's not going to get a ton.
No, he's not.
On the free agent market. You have Carlos Correa, you have Trevor Story, and you even have Simeon in Toronto.
Marcus Simeon, who's playing second base up there.
But he's a shortstop.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you have players that are going to, Baez is not going to be at the top of a lot of people's lists, but he's going to be in the back of their mind. He's going to be a secondary player, and I still feel like there is a good chance that the Cubs sign him, even if they trade him. When we were talking about before, he's a guy that could come back to the Cubs on a very friendly deal, because I think he's seeking $20 million a year, because that's kind of average for that position right now, and he's not going to get like this $100 million contract. He might get 20 for 3 or 4 years, because he's 29 now.
Right.
So he could get 20 a year with some club options and things like that.
And bonuses.
In the future. So even if they give him 5 years, I think that might be the max there. Another player that we hear about nonstop is Chris Bryant.
Yeah. Chris
Bryant is a guy that he will more than likely bring you a much higher prospect than any other player that's on your team right now.
Right.
Because he's a guy that will impact your team right away. He can play both corner positions in the infield and in the outfield. He's a very versatile hitter, and you can kind of put him in
any spot in the lineup.
Anywhere in the lineup.
Yeah.
So, we talked about before is his expanding his role. His expanding all the positions that he can play, being a more versatile player
makes him more valuable.
Him more valuable to every team.
Yeah.
But you still have to have a team who is, for some reason, down at first or third, or everyone can use an outfielder.
Of course.
Chris Bryant is going to be,
and if he goes to the AL, he can play DH too.
Yeah. So he is a very valuable player in the trade. He is a guy that I think could bring back a higher prospect. We looked at what they got for Jock Peterson, a guy that's a little bit older. He's, contact problems. He was a very late draft pick. So, I mean, who are you going to get back for Bryant? You could probably get some pitching prospect.
You're going to get 2 players for.
Yeah,
and then they won't be high.
No, you might get like a
double
like a double A player and maybe a low A player.
Right.
I mean, it's possible. So number 3 is Anthony Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo is definitely another.
And that's surprising.
Yeah,
that is very surprising.
And the only reason I say that is because he's a guy that would just end up back on the Cubs. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he's definitely, out of all the guys that I'm going to mention, the one guy that he has been a Cub through and through. I mean, like, yes, he played for San Diego and he came from Boston and he had the whole thing. But I mean, him on this team, I mean, he was the linchpin that started this whole thing. Him and Lester, surprisingly enough, Red Sox guys, that really were the linchpins to helping the Cubs win this World Series, and then everything else just fell into place behind it.
Where does he end up?
I mean, he's a guy. He is a guy that could probably end up even. I mean, he might even go to like the Dodgers. You might see him on a team like that. You could see him on a team like San Francisco, who could definitely use a bat. You know what I mean? The Padres don't need him anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? Like Atlanta might be looking for another bat as well, just because these contenders.
Does he play anywhere else?
The Mets, not really. He's a first baseman.
Well, you know, the Atlanta has Freddie Freeman, so they're solid there.
But you know what I mean? Like, I'm just looking for who are teams that could use that bat. Because I mean, like, that's the thing. Freddie Freeman could probably play third if they needed to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Rizzo would take over at first. And the 2 guys that I want to mention here are bullpen guys. Okay, I know that the guy that we're hearing about the most is Craig Kimbrell, because he's an instant upgrade to any pen. He can walk in and he can be your closer in most instances because of where he is and how good he is. You pick him up and that's your closer.
And
I don't care who's your closer at the time.
Even if you have a closer,
right?
Let's say, like, even for the White Sox, we have a closer.
Yep.
You just switch them off every day.
Yep. Yeah, you could do that,
or
you know what I mean?
One takes the 8th, one takes the 9th.
That's exactly right.
Just keep flip flopping.
Because here's the thing: when the Cubs were looking for a closer, and you brought in a Aroldis Chapman, who's automatically a closer. I don't care who was Henry Rhode Island or whatever they got. They had a couple of guys. I don't remember these guys anymore. You know, so they bring him in, and he's automatically the closer. Same thing would happen with Kimbrell. But one guy I think that a lot of people are not thinking about at all is Andrew Chapin. I think he is a guy that has done a really good job of assimilating himself to the Chicago Cubs culture, to being a part of Chicago.
Right.
And I feel like he's a guy that would be actually a perfect fit on the South Side.
Yes, he would be. He's somebody that I actually did put down there that I want on our team.
Okay.
Because he's a good pitcher, and we need a good pitcher in the bullpen right now because we have some arms that are hurt. And obviously, because, you know, we have Lopez pitching today. Jesus. All right.
So yeah, man. I mean, like, I think there's a lot of potential trade targets for the White Sox, especially for their pen, because we know that's definitely an area of need.
Yeah, it sure is. All right, let's go switch over to my side.
White Sox, White Sox, go, go, White Sox. Let's go, 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 White Sox. We're with you all the way.
Yeah, let's take a spin and look at all these players that are potential trade targets for the White Sox.
All right, so let's start off there. Let's see. Oh boy, there's a lot of pitchers. Where does all my stuff at?
So I know one of the guys that we've actually talked about before was Ian Kennedy from the Rangers. He's a guy that I think a lot of teams are going to target because of his versatility.
Right, he's a right-handed. Yeah, he's a relief pitcher. It's somebody that's right-handed, and they need a right-handed arm. There's also the Mariners' Kendall Graveman.
That's another name that's been around for a long time, and he's a guy that no matter what team he's on, because I couldn't tell you what team he's played on over the past 5-6 seasons.
Bounced around, right?
But you know that he's a name that when you see him come up, he's going to do a good job for you in the bullpen.
Another name that really surprises me that the White Sox have not talked about is Richard Rodriguez. Okay. He's again a back end guy, so he's like a setup and a closer. That's one guy that I would like. He's cost controlled for a couple years, so it'd be something that you can have here for a couple years. So I think that would be a good fit for us. The Nationals.
So if you're looking at a player like that, that's someone that
costs more.
Well, it's not just that. Even he's not really a name. So what I'm saying is that, you know, you would go after the big target, and he would be on the secondary market. He's a secondary guy that you go after because you didn't get the guy that you wanted the first time.
Mm-hmm. No, that would be it.
And because of that, you're not going to pay a ton for a guy like that. Yes, he's younger with a cost control, but the fact of the matter is that he's not known, and he plays for the damn Pirates.
And that's
nobody's watching.
And that's what happens with the Pirates. They get good and
Right.
they get traded.
Yeah, they get picked off.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna continue here with the White Sox needs. We need a second baseman. Our guy's out for the year.
Yeah.
And you have a guy that played second base during the 2016 season. Oh, you forgot, didn't you?
No, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's because of the switch and all that stuff. Do you think that Javi would be a good fit on the south side?
Defensively,
He would.
can you imagine that
hold on.
infield?
He would be a good fit on anyone's defense. Like I'm just talking about in general. You know what I mean?
Tim
Like,
Anderson and him.
could you? I mean, could you? Yeah,
There'd be so much swag on that dirt.
Yeah, but they'd be trying. They would sit there and like do cartwheels and backflips, and they're trying to like throw over to first. You know what I mean? Like these two guys, you can only have so much swag before you fill up the room with too much swag.
There's too much swag. Oh boy.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Is that game? No, yeah, it's game. That's game.
That's game.
Yep,
That's how you
White
walk
Sox,
it off.
Yeah, White Sox just walked it off against the Twins in the bottom half of the doubleheader.
Galvin Sheets. We'll talk about that guy a little bit later.
Gavin. It's not Galvon.
Galvon. Yeah, so we're talking about the second baseman. I think he would be a great fit because you're going to have Eloy back and Lou Bob is coming back, and you have Adam Him. Like that's going to be a star-studded lineup.
How many Cubs do you want on your team, bro? Leave my guys alone.
Why they're leaving it anyway?
No. Who are you going to give me for buyers?
I have 3 scenarios I wrote down. All right, so here's the 3 packages I'm going to offer to you. You get to pick one of them if you think it's a good deal. One would be Jake Berger, the third baseman, and Jonathan Stever, who's a pitcher, which is, a really good pitcher.
I know Stever is a good pitcher. I know that he's highly ranked in the system. Jake Berger, I don't know a ton about him. I feel like, isn't he a guy that's kind of just sat in the minors for a long time? How old is this guy?
He's 24, 20. Okay. The reason he's in the.
I feel like he's
been in the minor because he tore his Achilles twice.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And then he had the heel issue. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a great third baseman and he can hit. Let's see, scenario number 2, Jared Kelly, our number 1 prospect.
Number 1 prospect. Where is he rank?
Pitching.
Where does he rank?
Our number one prospect.
Okay, so number 1 White Sox prospect. Okay, what about like prospect of America 100?
I didn't like that far.
You know what I mean?
I didn't like that far.
Because that makes a difference. You
It
know
does
what I mean?
make a difference.
Because here's the thing: is that right now, regardless of what you think about the Cubs, he is a Chicago Cub. Javi is a Chicago Cub. So be able to give him up in his prime. That's hard. And again, yes, I know he's an average player. When you really break down, his defense is above par. His offense is below par when it comes to not hitting singles, which he just discovered that he could do.
No way.
Yeah. So he every time you think he kind of got it figured out, he just kind of. So it's hard. It's very hard for me to determine if they actually want to keep him or if it's someone that they're going to try to bring people back for. I feel like it is important to make sure that you don't just sell these guys short because number 1, you want to make sure that you get proper return for whoever you're going to be giving up. And number 2, you don't want to insult that player if it's someone that you intend to bring back to your team.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's a double-edged sword here.
Yeah, well, let's see. Last one is Micker Adolfo, a right fielder, and Micker, Micker.
Okay.
And then Gavin Sheets, who just walked off the White Sox.
He did walk off the White Sox, but look at this guy, man. He looks like Jim Thomey's little brother. He looks like he belongs on the White Sox.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no DH spot. For what position does he play?
He plays the outfield.
Okay. I mean, is he good? Is he better than Eloy?
In the outfield?
Yeah. No, okay, you pause. That means no. That means no, and you're grinning right now. That means no, because
his
Eloy's
bat is
terrible.
great.
Okay, that's an AL thing. You know what I mean? Like, in the AL, you can have a good bat and be terrible at defense. You can't do that in the NL. You just can't.
Well, the collective bargaining agreement is going to change that in a couple years anyways.
We'll see.
Yeah. All right, let's just since you didn't like none of my trades because you didn't say anything about my trades.
Well, here's the thing. You know what I really want to hear about is Lance Lynn, because I feel like he's a guy that he has really kind of brought himself up by the bootstraps. We know what kind of pitcher he was when he was in St. Louis. He went to the Rangers, and now he's back playing with La Russa. And I don't think he didn't play for La Russa. I think they missed each other.
No, he did.
I didn't think he's been around that long.
Yeah, he played for La Russa.
Okay,
and they won a championship.
There you go. So I mean, like, again. John Lackey Jr. There you go.
So for Lance Lynn, it's pretty simple. There's no point in going into free agency if you know where you want to be. He's a Chicago guy. We've been saying that.
I've been saying it as an outsider looking in, and the White Sox. I said this guy is a Chicago White Sox.
Oh yeah,
through like 100%.
Yeah, he can literally pull out an Italian beef out of his back pocket while he's pitching. That's how Chicago and the guys.
Maybe that's the whole thing because he's a big boy. So
he's a
like,
big boy.
I've never been into town with food like this.
And he started calling himself the big bastard.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs. Excuse me. Chili baby back ribs.
Oh, well.
He ain't lying.
John Lackey
Jr.
Jr.
I'm not here for haircut.
Yeah.
Lance is enjoying his first season on the South Side, and the White Sox feel the same way. So they solidified the relationship on Saturday, announcing a 2-year, $38 million contract extension for the All-Star right-hander.
Good for both sides.
It's cheap.
Both sides come out good on this.
That's cheap.
Both sides. I mean, he's a little bit.
He's 34, I think. Right?
I'm not thinking about like how long he was actually with St. Louis. So I mean, like that's why I cut that off a little short there. He's 34 years old, and you got a couple more years right here, and you're in a situation that you like, and you're in a team in a place that you feel good and you feel like you belong. Hell yeah, get your money.
Now does this signing raise questions about the young guys? Because you had 3 young guys that are supposed to be coming up into the pitching rotation.
You get them for cheap. You know what I mean? You're getting a solid guy for cheap.
Right.
That's what you know what I mean. And if you got young guys that you're trying to bring up into the majors, you don't start them in the bullpen right, or you don't start them in the starting rotation right away. You start them in the bullpen.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got a couple guys in the bullpen right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crochet and Kopech.
Yeah.
And those are supposed to be starters.
Yeah, but I mean, at this point, when you're trying to compete for a championship, you fill the role that you're given.
Oh, you put all the talent. You want as much talent on the roster, right?
And that's the thing is that when we talk about Lance Lynn, you have someone now that has been in the playoffs, that has playoff experience, and you have him, and you got Keuchel, and you got Giolito, who has experience coming from last year. Mm-hmm. Who else is really going to start for you aside, and Rodon? So you got your
Rodon might be priced out.
You got 4, but I'm saying for this offseason right now, or this postseason right now, the way that the White Sox are going, they're going to need guys that can last, and you need Crochet, and you need Kopech in the bullpen in case you need a long starter, in case you need Crotch Rocket to go out there and blow someone's socks off.
Hey,
you play the role that you're given.
You didn't really did it.
Yeah, and early in your career, if you need to play that bullpen role, you do it. Ryan Dempster went from closer to starter to bullpen to closer to starter all over again. He did it all. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You play the role that you're given. John Smoltz did the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to be versatile. That's one of the most important things about being a pitcher.
Yes. Look at that. We agree. Wait till we do the food segment. All right. The White Sox acquired catcher. Oh, boy.
Davey.
It's Davey, right? It's just spelled different.
Yeah. I don't know what
this
is.
Gruon or Gruyon. I don't know if he's lying or not.
That sounds French.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, for the Rays for cash considerations. Mark Tompkin of the Tampa Bay Time reports that Rick Hahn has been busy manning the phone.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, of course he has. Well, we're still on Ecuador. Yeah. We're still on Eduardo Escobar watch. Bob Nightingale told 670 the score.
How do you do that? How is that a thing?
Oh, boy.
Eduardo
Escobar.
Ecuador.
Hey. Yeah, it's that type of day.
So wasn't this guy supposed to be signed or traded to the White Sox like 2 weeks ago? What the hell?
Yeah, so essentially the thing is that this trade was pretty much completed, but Escobar hurt his quadricep, and the pitcher that was going back to them hurt his elbow and needed a shot.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's why it's been on hold. So,
well, maybe he should have stayed out of Ecuador.
Yeah, I heard it's dangerous. All right, Lou Bob has been cleared to start a rehab assignment in Class A Winston-Salem. He'll start on Wednesday. Eloy is in Charlotte. He's already hitting bombs. And he should be up on a main team, on a major team, on our team after the trade deadline.
Yeah. Again, free. Right. Free agent. He's coming up. You know what I mean? Like who? Sorry, half the team you got to go because the other half the team that's been there, gone the whole season is coming back.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy because you have Sheets and Berger and Vaughn is gonna stay in left. Let's just
Milkshake.
Yeah, Oh, Fry's down. They'll call up Fry back up.
Fry is down. Isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah,
That
he
is
is.
true. That is true. No, but look.
It's exciting. Good baseball news, man.
What the hell is cash considerations? I haven't understand that. What do you I'm considering giving you some cash. It depends on if I like this guy or not.
You know, it's usually when they don't want to say how low it is, just because they like oh, I traded him for a box of Skittles. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, but is it original or is it like the tropical flavors? Because some of those go very valuable on the black market. You know what I mean? Like, take it to the dispensary and be like, "Can you make that special blend?"
Yeah. So cash consideration. So
Yeah, I mean, look, hey, I think it's exciting to think about this last week in the season before we're done with free agency. Our next show is going to be incredible to figure out who went where, what we got back, if you guys got better, if we got worse.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's possible.
I don't think you guys are going to get worse. It's just the nature of the beast of these guys we don't have money to sign them, or we might sign them in the offseason, but we need some prospects back.
Yeah.
We want to restock your farm system, which has been depleted for years.
I mean, technically, if you're giving away some of your best players, you get worse. I mean, that's just what it is. And
well,
right now, I don't think if they're not in it, they don't really care where they land as far as the standings are concerned. So,
then the more you lose, the higher your draft pick is next year.
Yeah.
So that helps you out.
Yeah. I mean, look, they're going after pitching. Let's see what they go. Like I said, there is a lot of movement that's going to happen in this offseason. This is going to be a wild offseason.
Yeah, besides the winter meetings, the trade deadline's also my favorite time of the year.
Yeah. And now, because you remember back in the day, you used to be able to like do the waiver wire. I love that. That was great.
That was awesome.
That
You
was
can't
great.
do that.
You can't do anymore.
So I think they should extend the trade deadline another 2 weeks. Like move it down
Yeah.
because there's no waiver.
Yeah, there's no waiver wire. But I mean,
And then teams get hurt.
yeah, especially right then, especially going to that grind right there.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got to hope. Well, are they going to expand the rosters?
What is that, 26 now? They should.
Yeah.
Well, again, the collective bargaining agreement comes up this year. So all that will be decided at that point.
Yeah, whatever. Look, I mean, what is up with Yermin? Like,
Also, yeah, Yermin is actually killing it. He's got his confidence back. He's got his mojo back. So he's playing the role of the Terminator or Yerminator and saying he'll be back.
oh, brother, that's not corny at all.
Hey, man, he's going to come back from the future to save John Connor. I mean, the White Sox.
Wow. Hold up. You never told me that you were a dad because that's the only reason you should tell me. You don't have a license to be telling these jokes. What's going on here, bro?
I'm gonna get the authorities called on me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a pause for the cause and hear a word from our sponsor.
I think I'll perplex him with my slow ball.
1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride, so do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15.
For 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast with E-Roc and Big-Z.
Yeah.
It's that time again, brother.
Uh-oh.
You know what time it is.
Oh, boy.
It's time for Stirring the Pot. All right, man. I think I'm going to ask this question, even though I know the answer.
Okay.
But I'm still going to ask it, because our fans like to debate with us as well.
Oh.
Ceviche,
Okay.
yay or nay?
Um.
And it's a summer food because it's seafood.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could take it or leave it. So just for the sake of argument, we'll go nay.
Of course you would.
You know what I mean? Because I'm
Of course you would.
like, it's fine. It's fine.
It's not your jam.
Yeah. I'm like, it's cool.
It's cool?
It's cool.
Oh, man.
If I'm gonna eat something like
I
that,
feel a little insulted. I feel a little insulted because I brought some.
give me some sushi, man. If I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like,
I can't eat that. So my original question was gonna be like shrimp cocktail.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't be fair because I'm allergic to shrimp, so I can't
Right.
I can't comment on that. So
Well.
little sea roaches, whatever. You like to eat that? We like to eat that.
Yeah, but I also eat delicious salmon. I had some sushi a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Oh, you told me about that last week. Yeah.
It had what they call umami. You know what umami is? You know what that means?
Hey man, you stop talking about my mama.
Umami.
Oh, mama, you look good. Hey man, Javi Baez ain't talking to my mama.
Well, you're Cuban now. What happened? No, umami is like a mouthfeel. It's like, so basically the texture and how everything breaks down when you eat it and stuff like that. And then, hey, that was very good. That's all I got
We
to
might
say.
have to change our rating of shows from PG to R.
Yeah, well, after this. All right, so since we're talking about things that suck, before we go, what you looking at? What have you
Well,
watching?
that is a beautiful segue
Yeah.
because I want my 90 minutes back from watching that garbage Space Jam movie. Hot garbage.
I want my friend whose HBO subscription that I watch, I want him to ask for a refund, even though I'm not paying for it. No, look, hey,
It's a kids movie.
that's exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah, it's
the
a kid's
thing
movie.
is that I've seen people talk bad, talk good, whatever it is, and I saw someone that says, you know what, I don't comment on kids movies. It's not for me. I'm not the target audience. So
Yeah, right.
I get that, but they did have a couple of little funny one-liners.
Oh, they did.
They did. Look, that's the one thing I'll say about it is that they did kind of throw a couple of jabs at themselves over it. So
And they threw a jab at LeBron because they dressed him up as Robin, not Batman.
they did. They really did.
Mike Logic.
You,
Got to get that Mike Logic joke in once an episode.
yeah, I mean I think right now everyone that's if you're gonna watch anything, that's what you got to watch. I told my wife, I says I'm debating if I'm gonna watch it or not. She goes, why? I says, well, because she's like, it's just a movie. Like, what's the difference? I says, yeah, but Mike,
Yeah.
I want to be able to talk trash.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess because of that, that's why I watched it. I guess I don't know.
So
I don't know,
we
man.
watched the same movie. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, because that's that's
Yeah,
the
wasn't
talk of the
else.
town.
Yeah.
We're Bulls fans. We're Michael Jordan fans, and
That was a funny joke when they're like, "Oh yeah, Mike's here."
yeah. That was good. That was good. That was a good look.
I was
right
like,
there.
"Oh really? Mike's here? This is gonna be awesome." Best
Yeah.
part of the movie. Nope.
Nah.
Nope. Just like LeBron's hairline. Nope.
Oh, that was that little hair hat he had on. That was great.
Right.
That little. I was like, I was waiting for him to like lean to the side a little bit too hard and watch it like kind of flip up a little bit, like a little air under there.
Yeah.
Like it's waving at me. Hello. Is that a magic carpet? Oh man. All right, y'all. That is it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening. A big thank you to our sponsors, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, ACSI, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 at checkout for 15% off of your entire order. That's TrueFan15. Go and get your shirts right now. And don't forget to visit our new friends over at acsi.tech. Check out their career section to start an exciting new career in the communications industry. Shout out to Mike Logic and Ideal. The new episodes of the AllNet podcast are available every other Monday. Check them out right now for the best analysis of the NBA Finals. And like I said last week, I know I said Suns in 4. I know I said it. And now, right now, it's Bucks up 3-2. So now what I will say is Bucks in 6 because why not? Why not? Because that makes me closer to a winner than a loser.
Suns in 7. Let's. I want a 7-game series.
All
That'll
right.
makes it fun.
Oh yeah. No, look, I'm with you on that. I'm just saying, like, right now, I feel like the greatest chance for my prediction to come true
If you just change it.
is to change my prediction since the first one I had is no longer valid. But anyway, don't forget to check them out. They do great analysis of the NBA Finals because Mike Logic is a basketball nerd. And don't forget to check out the Shy Native Radio podcast, now available on all major platforms. Mike Logic, Ideal, Throw MC, and Words talk about sports, movies, and all types of ills.
Shut your mouth.
Yo, go check them out right now. Shout out to Ronesh and shout out to Panic for the beats we played on today's show. Check out paniconthebeat.com for your Mole Men merch and gear. And don't forget to check us out on social media. You can find us at True Shy Fans on Twitter. That's at True CHI Fans on Twitter and on TikTok. Find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and reach out to us. Hit us up and give us your ideas for stirring the pot, your movie recommendations, and tell us what you think of the show. Hit us up at truechicagosportsfans@gmail.com. All right, y'all. For Big Z, this is E-Roc. We see you next week for episode 55.
Double nickel.
Until then, be good to each other.
For the love of sports.
You ever met a girl that you tried to date, but a year to make love, she wanted you to wait? Let me tell you a story of my situation. I was talking to this girl from the U.S. nation. The way that I met her was on tour at a concert. She had long hair and a short miniskirt. I just got on stage dripping, pouring with sweat. I was walking through the crowd, and guess who I met? I whispered in her ear, come to the picture booth so I can ask you some questions to see if you're 100 proof. I asked her name, she said blah, blah, blah. She had 9-10 pants and a very big bra. I took a couple of flicks and she was enthused. I said, how do you like the show? She said I was very amused. I started throwing bass, she started throwing back mid-range. But when I sprung the question, she acted kind of strange. Because when I asked, do you have a man? She tried to pretend. She said, no, I don't. I only have a friend. Come on, I'm not even going for it. This is what I'm going to sing.
You got what I need, but you say he's just a friend. You say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need, but you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby, you got what I need, but you say he's just a friend.
You say he's just a friend. R.I.P. Biz Markie, one of the best ever.
A few moments later.
You have a lot of incest.
That's real.
Shut your mouth. Lover boy.
Nature versus nurture, Lodge. Nature always wins.
I think he's on steroids.
Hasta luego, amigos. That's all. I shouldn't have had those artichoke poppers.